In the past 50 years, the rate of black Americans killed by police has dropped 70%. In 2012, 123 African Americans were shot dead by police. There are currently more than 43 million blacks living in the USA. Same year, 326 whites were killed by police bullets. Those are the latest stats available. In 2013, blacks committed 5,375 murders in America. Whites committed 4,396. Whites comprise 63% of the population, blacks 13%.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Bill O'Reilly providing the lowdown of some very profound statistics from which you cannot run away from, even if you choose to. Joining us now is a man who very rarely, if ever, runs away from anything, is the founder of Judicial Watch and Freedom Watch, Larry Klayman. Larry, welcome, sir.
Good afternoon. Welcome to you.
Okay, very interesting when I saw your offer to victims of violence in Ferguson, offering them free legal representation. Tell me what the response has been, and tell me to what degree and in what realm are you offering? What kind of victims are you looking for to represent?
Well, we're not looking; we're offering. Okay, that's different. We're not out there seeking plaintiffs. But
no. Okay, wrong word. Yeah.
Yeah, the response actually has been very small. I think people are scared out there. They're scared to put their foot forward. Ironically, we did get one response from a lady whose son apparently participated in some of the violence, which wasn't exactly funny. But people are fearful out there, and that's the problem, is that we have the president himself, we have Attorney General Eric Holder, we have people like Al Sharpton, Jesse Jackson, we have the stepfather of Michael Brown, in effect yelling fire in a crowded theater, egging people on, either subtly as the president does, or overtly, to commit mob violence. And people think that the entire country is against them because the president is sitting on top of this and doing virtually nothing about it. So therefore, we did step in. I hope people do contact us. We will represent them for free. And I feel strongly that the Obamas, the Holders, the Sharptons, the Jacksons, and the stepfather of Michael Brown have to be held accountable here for yelling fire in a crowded theater, notwithstanding any actions that may be necessary to make these people whole again because they've lost their businesses, their storefronts, and God knows what else. It's out of control. And this president and his cronies have ignited what is in effect a race war. And that is really regrettable. He set things back before the time of Martin Luther King, who I admired a great deal. And there is discrimination in this country, but the reality is that this is being used for ulterior purposes. It's being used to try to destabilize this country, to bring about leftist socialist rule. There was a professor that came forward from Clemson University, said that's what it's about, a so-called respected professor. And consequently, this president is really at the top of this race war, and he needs to be held accountable.
Well, certainly the president, words that will never cross his lips, that will never cross the Attorney General's lips, and they've had every opportunity just in the past day, each one speaking at different venues. All they had to say was, by the way, don't ever hit a cop, or teach your kids don't ever hit a cop. Don't disobey the police. Nope, nothing. That just cannot come out of their mouths.
Absolutely. And what we're saying is this: we want to use legal means to bring people together. Blacks, whites, any race, religion, or creed. We should all be part of this country. And we're all entitled to the same rights. And when whites are being subjected to this, and we would also represent blacks who have been victimized in this. We would like to have both sides, because black people have been victimized by the actions of the president, the Attorney General, and Sharpton and company, is that we need to stand up. We need to be fearless. And we just can't roll over for fear of being branded racists, because clearly there is a rule of law in this country, and it has to be respected. And this president has played Christian and Jew against Muslim. He's played black against white. We're about ready to see with Hillary Clinton coming down the line, man against woman. This country is being torn apart at the seams. And when we're discriminated against, just as black people were right when they were discriminated against, and everybody continues to have some degree of discrimination, is that we have to stand up and not be afraid being shouted down because it's not politically correct. So yes, I would like to represent people out there because we need to hold the president and his comrades accountable for this destructive action like we've never seen in this country, not since the days of the pre-Civil War have we seen this kind of racial divide. And this president has set this country back many, many years in terms of civil rights. It's an absolute disgrace. And in fact, I think what he's done rises to the level of criminal activity because he's inciting violence.
All right, Larry, tell me how anybody who would want your representation can reach you.
Reach me on my email at leklayman@yahoo.com. L is in Larry, E is in Elliot, Klayman, Klayman @yahoo.com, or the email that is set forth on the press release on our website at freedomwatchusa.org, freedomwatchusa.org, and there's also a phone number that you can call. So we hope people do contact us. People need to stand up for their rights.
All right, Larry, always good to talk to you. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Larry Klayman, ladies and gentlemen. And it is very interesting. These thugs who were seen on camera, faces clear as a bell, looting, coming out of the stores, carrying the goods, breaking the windows with baseball bats. Whoever, I mean, you would think a week out, you would think we'd have arrests of looters by now. Now, I don't know who's to blame in that. I don't know if it's the Ferguson police. I don't know if it's the prosecutor. I don't know if it's the sheriff. I don't know if it's the state police. I don't know if it's the governor. But you would think we would have some arrests by now, wouldn't you? All right, folks. Getting your affairs in order can be difficult and often very complicated, but it's something really that you need to do. But it doesn't have to be difficult and complicated. And here's your Max to Life moment with tips for organizing your will.
You're watching Max to Life.
A will is designed to let the world know who gets your assets upon your death. But remember, once you have one, it's important to keep it up to date.
Every 2 years or so, you really should go in to review your will. Does it conform with your existing wishes? What about changes in your life? How much has your life changed over the past 2 years? Did you maybe have the birth of a loved one, marriage, divorce, or death, unfortunately? What about your financial affairs? Have they fluctuated significantly? If so, you really should update your will. At least review it every 2 years, making sure that you're in conformity with current state laws.
Making a will is especially important for people with young children because wills are the best way to transfer guardianship of minors. It's also important to review your beneficiary designations for your 401k, IRA, and life insurance policies, since those accounts will be transferred automatically to your named beneficiaries when you die. I'm Hannah Ostapchuk.
Get more lifestyle news at newsmax.com.